Before I read, and I'm Peggy, by the way, I'd like to offer huge thanks to Ron Spatz. Thanks as a writer for the hospitality that he showed to my work and to the work of so many other people. And thanks as a reader. For more than 40 years, he has gleaned from enormous stacks of manuscripts the finest poems and stories and essays and photographs and artwork that he could find. And those were from Alaska and from around the world. Ron has created a large part of Alaska's literary community, and I'm grateful. Thanks to AQR staff and volunteers, to Heather Lendy, and to Rebecca at the Anchorage Museum, who is behind the scenes making this all work. Thanks as well to Felicia and Moria. I am so honored to read with you. And I hope everyone listening will join us in supporting AQR. Felicia, I'm still shivering from your poems. I'm going to bookend my reading with poems that appeared in the pages of AQR, and this was in the very first batch that Ron accepted. It takes place near Seward. Well, it begins in a place near Seward. Exit Glacier. When we got close enough, we could hear rivers inside the ice, heaving splits, the groaning of a ledge about to calve. Strewn in the moraine, fresh moose sign, tawny oblong pellets breaking up sharp black shale. In one breath, ice and air. History, the record of breaking. Prophecy, the warning of what's yet to break. Out from under, 4 stories of bone-crushing turquoise, retreating. I find in recent work an elegiac impulse for reasons clear to us all. Came a sickness. The people were used to dying, one at a time. Then came a sickness upon the land, came a sickness to every nation, came a sickness that killed the already ill, killed those who had not known sickness, killed the generous who cared for the dying, killed the careless, killed those who embraced worship, killed those who touched no God. The people were used to grieving by gathering the goodness of each person brought to the world. Left, bereft, we masked ourselves. So many at once, gone, without touching, without goodbye, without rites perfected over centuries. Came more sickness of mind, scams, lies, the constant, deliberate train crash of lies. Came fine minds crafting vaccines. Came for the lucky recovery. Came brown, blue, hazel, green eyes above cloth, seeking other eyes. Came deep grief, opening rituals we'd never touched. Breathe in, breathe out, this air we share. Each breath a blessing, each breath a prayer. Eva Salidas was an amazing marine biologist, an essayist, and a poet. And this poem came from a moment that we shared, almost. Gifts we cannot keep. At the old Kona airport, past soccer fields and abandoned hangars, Cracked up asphalt spreads. Taxiways for miles parallel the Pacific. We just come from Body Flow, a class that, in your words, kicked my ass. By then, though, you'd caught a second wind. You wanted a run. I have never wanted a run. We did not yet know what coursed again inside you. You took off gazelle and grubby gym clothes. I clambered up onto lava rocks to watch the surf. White foam turned spume over jagged black. Your study animals, orcas, white and black, far from here, gorged on seals and porpoise. You knew already that after the spill, you were witnessing their last days, listening underwater for the language spoken only by this pod that after the spill did not make babies. You saved your breath for prayers in wind, for poems and songs and long hours glassing the water. We had no way then to know that they were back, the cells that could not control themselves, those cells. You ran beyond where I could see. I faced the vast waters. One moment, calm. Then the ocean explodes, barnacle-crusted humpback, full-body breach splashes me, wild eye, huge and watching, whale pausing like Baryshnikov in rarefied air. The great gift of all we cannot know, laid out before us, broken as asphalt, mended as water mends, then mends again. The prodigiously talented Sherry Simpson married her husband, Scott Kiefer, very young. She died unexpectedly a few months ago, not of the virus. Letter to one sitting vigil for Scott Kiefer and Sherry Simpson. Since your teens, you loved one another. Set out feeders for hummingbirds by the dozen. Fought wildfires in scrub brush in your marriage. Roasted green chilies. Made music. Talked endlessly. A conversation, a life you made together. Your home, the one neither of you could have made alone. Shared dogs, beloved beyond measure. Shared the high drama of every day. Arguments you weren't sure you'd survive, but did. Celebrated private jokes intimate as bed covers. So the earth shifts this morning in hospice when you lean to kiss her and whisper to her fierce, rugged heart, thank you. Hush now. You've done all you could. Sometimes the right thing to do is awful, but no matter how difficult, it's still right. My beloved husband recently signed a piece of paper. I think I can get through it. Do not resuscitate. You weren't afraid, you say, when you put pen to paper, to instruct those who might restart your stopped heart, not to. No, not afraid, more calm. This danger orange form making clear to ones who know nothing of you. Clear, too, to those who love you well, that you're mindful, your time breathing easy on this earth is short. Your plenty mostly spent. Great love, piloting your amphibious widgeon, landing on water wild and remote, or off a tiny island in Fiji, night diving, watching soft corals open their mouths, millions of mouths filled with want, blue ribbon eels coughing, that considerable current pulling us fast, and you dream flying, letting it take you. I'll end with another AQR poem, and I thank you, everyone, for sharing this time. In the far north, light is returning, and this poem takes place just before the light is coming back much. Long before we got here, long after we're gone. In the season, blue-white sun barely lifts above the ridge, limps along the horizon, then dives out of sight. We're changed each day by light. Someone who's gone before broke trail, set tracks. With the right kick wax, we make our way among birch, breathing hard, rare, frosted light. We make of light arpeggio crystals, caribou dance fans, shush of bristles. One moment made alive, human, unafraid. All that's lost, not gone. Thank you.